Welcome to This Explainer. Look, I'm putting on my financial coach hat today because, frankly, we really need to talk about some harsh truths. We live in an era where making a good, solid salary is just no longer a guarantee of financial safety, right? Whether you're a recent grad staring down a mountain of student loans, a young professional desperately trying to keep up with your peers, or even an entrepreneur riding those crazy income roller coasters, surviving paycheck to paycheck has unfortunately become the incredibly stressful default. So today, we're breaking down the definitive blueprint to break that exact cycle and actually start building real, lasting financial peace. Okay, let's dive into this. Why on earth do people making $150,000 a year still feel entirely broke? Because I see this constantly. You know the type, you have the nice apartment, the decent car, but every single night you're stressed out and just drowning in silent debt. It completely challenges the biggest lie we are constantly fed, that simply getting a promotion or earning a bit more money will magically solve all your problems. Well, here is the harsh truth of the modern economy. You literally cannot out-earn financial illiteracy. Your daily discipline matters infinitely more than your raw income. Section 1. The Lifestyle Inflation Trap. You really have to understand something here. The modern world isn't just incidentally expensive, it is actively engineered against your wallet. We are constantly, relentlessly sold an illusion. Let's call it looking rich. This is a lifestyle fueled by highly sophisticated social media algorithms designed to make you finance luxury cars, buy designer clothes, and post these super expensive dinners, often late at night when your guard is totally down. But behind that perfectly curated aesthetic, it's usually high anxiety and absolute zero in savings. Now, contrast that with being rich. Real wealth is actually remarkably boring. I mean, it's invisible. It's a modest lifestyle, steadily growing investments, and most importantly, absolute peace of mind. And so this brings us to the core mechanic, lifestyle inflation. This happens when your expenses rise at the exact same rate as your income. Think about it for a second. You finally get that $10,000 raise you've been working so incredibly hard for. But instead of saving it, what happens? You immediately upgrade your phone, you move into a slightly nicer apartment, maybe start buying higher-end clothes. Your income went up, sure, but your actual financial freedom, it stayed exactly the same. You haven't built wealth at all, you've just built yourself a much more expensive, high-maintenance prison. Section 2. Your first paycheck blueprint. If you're a recent graduate or maybe a young professional holding that very first real salary, listen up carefully. We're moving from emotional truths to a tactical battle plan. The 50-30-20 rule, which we're pulling from Timely Bills, is basically your ultimate foundation. And it works beautifully because it doesn't demand total perfection, just balance. 50% covers your absolute survival needs. We're talking rent, groceries, basic utilities. 30% is dedicated to your wants because, hey, life is actually meant to be enjoyed. You can absolutely still go to concerts and out to dinner, but that final 20%, that is entirely non-negotiable. That goes straight into savings and debt repayment to secure your future. So the crucial point is, how do we actually execute this without getting completely overwhelmed? Well, here is your step-by-step guide to a really sustainable budget. Step 1, track your income and fixed costs. You absolutely cannot win a game if you don't know the score, right? Step 2, set hard, undeniable limits on those wants. You've got to build a strong fence around that 30% category. And step 3, honestly, this is the golden rule of wealth building. Pay yourself first. Before the landlord, before the credit card company, you pay your future self. Let's visualize the battlefield of your daily micro decisions. On a Monday, giving in and spending $15 on a gourmet coffee run means exactly $0 saved. But Tuesday, say you resist the impulse buy. Boom! That is $15 kept safely in your financial fortress. Over the week, choosing your long-term security over temporary, fleeting desires, like, say, skipping a $50 gadget impulse buy on Wednesday, starts to compound incredibly fast. And look, this isn't about deprivation, it's just about making conscious, intentional choices about where your hard-earned money actually goes. Section 3. Automate wealth while you sleep. Okay, we've talked about defense, now let's talk offense. Relying on sheer willpower to save money, it's eventually going to fail you when you're tired, stressed, or just burnt out from a really long week. But automation never misses a beat. You absolutely must make a massive psychological shift here. Treat your savings like a non-negotiable monthly bill paid directly to your future self. Your future self is your most important creditor. You owe them that money way before you pay for streaming services, before the car loan, and long before you buy those new shoes. So here's your clear, set it and forget it guide to actually making that a reality. 1. Set up direct deposit so your paycheck hits your account automatically. 2. Have your bank automatically transfer your targeted 20% straight into a high-yield savings or emergency account the exact same day you get paid. Literally, the same day. 3. Auto-invest whatever is left over into index funds or retirement accounts. By building this financial plumbing, you completely remove the human temptation to spend. The money is out of sight, it's out of mind, and it is working for you before you even wake up. Section 4. Daily defense against impulses. Now, even with your savings entirely automated, you are still fighting a daily battle. We live in a modern economy where checkout apps are completely frictionless and influencers are relentlessly trying to drain your wallet right from the palm of your hand. You need armor. And your ultimate weapon, it's the number 24. This is the 24-hour cooling off rule. Before making any emotional, unplanned, or online purchase, you force yourself to close the tab and wait exactly 24 hours. What this does is force your brain out of its impulsive, dopamine-seeking state and brings cold, hard logic right back into the equation. Let's rapid-fire 3 daily routines. These are actually inspired by the financial educators over at Canopy Credit Union that will drastically cut your unnecessary spending. First, strictly enforce that 24-hour wait rule. You're going to find that 90% of the time, the emotional urge to buy simply vanishes by the next morning. Second, track your expenses weekly. What you measure, you manage. Because if you don't look at your bank app, the anxiety just grows in the background. Third, stack your money habits with existing daily routines. Like check your budget for 2 minutes right after you pour your morning coffee. Tie a brand new habit to an old one until it becomes total second nature. Section 5. Master high-income skills. Of course, we cannot just save our way to wealth. Eventually, we have to grow our offense. The really harsh truth of our modern economy is that real job security doesn't come from a loyal company anymore. It comes entirely from your valuable, adaptable skills. Relying on a single employer for your total financial security is incredibly dangerous today. We're accelerating rapidly into the AI era. Repetitive jobs, basic administrative tasks, entry-level coding, they are vanishing. In this kind of landscape, your unique, adaptable human skills are your absolute ultimate financial leverage. So here's your practical plan to master one high-income skill this year. Step 1, identify a highly scalable skill. This could be digital marketing, advanced sales, copywriting, maybe video editing. Step 2, dedicate just 15 uninterrupted minutes a day to learning it. Seriously, you don't need a massive university degree for this. Use free online resources, listen to industry professionals, or just watch tutorials. Step 3, apply that skill to build a side income stream, even if it's just freelancing a few hours on the weekends. Creating multiple streams of income is exactly how you build an impenetrable financial fortress around yourself. Section 6. Freedom over fake status. I want to bring this toward a bit of a philosophical conclusion, focusing on the real end goal of all this money management. And this brilliantly illustrates a core trap we practically all fall into. Ask yourself this constantly. Would I still want this item if absolutely nobody else ever saw it? That single question exposes the immense danger of buying things just to impress strangers or acquaintances who, frankly, do not care about you. The modern economy profits immensely from your insecurity and your desire for status. True financial maturity is recognizing that trap and actively choosing to walk away from the fake status game entirely. Because when you finally stop buying things just to impress other people, you can leverage the true magic of compound interest. If you consistently invest just $50 a month, literally the cost of one modest dinner out, in 1 year, you have a little over $600. Okay, it doesn't look like much right away. But in 10 years, it's over $6,000 compounding on itself. In 20 years, it turns into tens of thousands of dollars, growing exponentially without you even lifting a finger. This proves mathematically that early, boring consistency always beats waiting around until you magically get rich to start investing. Ultimately, the real financial flex is not a luxury car. It isn't a flashy designer watch, and it certainly isn't a massive, oversized house that costs an absolute fortune just to heat. The ultimate flex is waking up on a random Tuesday with total peace of mind. Financial freedom is really about having options. It's about having absolute control over your time, dramatically lowering your baseline stress levels, and designing a life entirely on your own terms, rather than just being chained to endless, exhausting consumption. So I'm going to leave you with this final provocative question to think about today. Are you spending your money to grow, or are you just spending it to show? Take a hard, really honest look at your daily habits this week. Remember, financial success isn't built in one dramatic, life-changing moment or some sudden windfall. It is built in the tiny, quiet, disciplined decisions you repeat every single day for years. Make the choice today to stop surviving, start building, and take absolute control of your financial future.